Yo, check. Yo. What up, dude? PC gaming show. Let's see.
Footage, trailers, and interviews. Taking the stage today are first gameplay footage for Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Borderlands 3, the reveal of Evil Genius 2, Starmancer, Last Oasis, 2 new games from Coffee Stain Studios, Griftlands, Planet Zoo.
Yo, what's up, guys?
For Terraria, Remnant,
Good morning.
Mosaic,
PC gaming. Any of you guys have PCs?
Baldur's Gate 3, Shenmue 3, the reveal of
They're spoiling the whole show. I don't want to see a little. I would prefer it just to be.
Planetfall, and more. And now
I want to see it one at a time.
Hosts, Day 9 and Frankie Ward.
Day 9 and Frankie.
Good morning.
Amazing combo. Two amazing people.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PC Gaming Show. Yes. We're so happy you're here today. We have a
Yo,
great
Sean always
show
kills
for you
it.
lined up. We got 30 games that we're going to be showing off. 30. Some of them will be updates to existing franchises and titles. Others will be exclusive world first looks. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
First, I want to thank our sponsors for helping make this event possible. Without their support, this event would not happen each year. So thank you so much. Thanks to you for coming out. It's 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. Happy Monday, everyone. Best day of the week.
Happy
Hello to all of you up in the
Monday.
balcony.
We're getting it
And
going on a
thanks to
Monday.
You tuning in live from all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome.
Course,
we're happy to have
they
you.
mentioned
My name
us.
is Day 9. I'm one of your hosts for this event. Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello! Oh, thank you very much.
Frankie
Thank you so much,
Ward.
everyone. Now, for you guys at home, for the first time, whatever platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for the Borderlands 3 team, because Sean, you've got a mission to put their questions to the developers later.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live. Until then, let's start the PC Gaming Show with our very first title from UK developer Rebellion. Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly? Here is the world exclusive reveal for Evil Genius 2 World Domination.
What's up, everybody? Hey, Anthony. What's a PC? I think we're gonna find out. I think they're releasing information on it today. It's like a new console or something. Not actual game footage. I'm glad they clarified that. Everything is sounding good, you guys? PC pork chop. A kind of fruit, yeah. Portable computer, very portable. This looks like The Incredibles. I feel like I'm just watching The Incredibles. Oh, lasers. Team Fortress? Yeah. Dude, I would love a Team Fortress 3. We don't know what it is, but okay. There it is. It looks kind of
Vampire
cartoony.
the Masquerade Bloodlines
Maybe they'll tell us a little bit more.
The most beloved RPGs ever. And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game. So what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well,
Oh, we're just moving on to this. We're moving on.
We're going to meet them because we are going to take a look at the world's first gameplay footage.
Vampire the Masquerade. Isn't that LARPing? Isn't that like a type of game that people LARP on? I don't know. The sequel. I missed the first one.
The one to tell you.
Oh my God.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
Oh yes. And it's a game that came out in 2004. Okay.
The city. We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in the Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed on human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show. Cara, it's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it? Actually, different types of blood do different things.
That's right. So we have the resonance system, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings, like fear.
I don't know what kind of game it is.
Desire, like, and then they can
open
feed
world
on those people to like feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive. And that can give you like extra boosts.
Is it an MMO?
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature
action RPG.
relationships. So it's gonna be a fun time.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game, because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to becoming a vampire, is that right?
That's right. So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time. In this thing called the mass embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world.
I mean, there's not a lot of games.
You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty.
About vampires.
And you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children, and you are morally objecting to drinking blood to survive. And so you might have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian,
a lot of zombie games. Not as many.
You've been waiting 15 years for this. Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But yeah, we're going to make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to be able to play the game?
We're going Q1 next year.
Fantastic. And when can we learn more?
Bloodlines2.com.
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck. Give it up, guys. Thank you so much. Now, have you ever wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space? Starmancer is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Yo. Chucklefish. Chucklefish. This could be cool. Grow your colony, build and expand. Yeah, okay. Customize. Ooh, it's got like a little bit of a Sims vibe there. Sci-fi Sims. Preserve life. Whoa. Make friends. Rewards. We need your help. Our people have been... And enemies. You think you can stop me? Prepare to be destroyed. Ha ha ha. That's exactly what these old pirates would say. Very realistic game. It's got a nice little like 3D, 2D, 3D isometric pixel art vibe to it. Starmancer. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Our next guests
Little
both
glimpse.
started as modders, and now they each independently run their own studio. Let's welcome to the stage from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
They're just keeping it going this morning. They're keeping it going. PC game, PC game, PC game. Here
Now
we
I
go.
understand
Next.
Both of you started as modders, working independently, and running your own studios. Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together. And now we've sort of formed this independent, former mod team, professional super group to get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well.
Ooh.
We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we
teamed
really
up.
respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Collab. Interesting. That's not very normal, right? 2 devs, 1 mod. Perfect. World exclusive.
You go first. It's your chicken.
You go first, it's your chicken. Oh my gosh. Woo, the siege. Kill them all. Oh my goodness. Oh, coming 2020. Well, there it is. I was wondering, Oh!
Oh, talk to me about Chivalry 2, Steve.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages, and
yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants, you know.
yeah.
Playing as peasants, getting killed.
It's really about letting the player experience every iconic moment of the era. And on top of that, this time around, we've increased the player count scale to about 2.5 times what the previous game was, 64 players. And on top of that increased scale, we've added
64
forces,
is good.
which really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the swordplay element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around, we've completely revamped. I mean, we really view what we're doing here as bringing a true sequel in every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair, and also has the satisfaction of and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that in Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates differently than that.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situations?
Exactly, because that's fundamentally
like
part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and achieving glory on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, I'm talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalries, I mean, it's kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you balance the mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk, and we love that.
At least half.
Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like, so like picking up a chicken as a weapon,
physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death with
Well, that's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask, when can people get their hands on Chivalry 2?
So Chivalry 2 is coming out early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
Oh, look forward
Early
to checking it out.
2020.
Early 2020. Gentlemen, John Gibson and Steve Piggott with Chivalry 2. Thank you.
There we go.
We are just getting started
Mordhau
here at
has
the
a
PC
VR.
Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up
And I'll
next.
be curious to see if they sort of elevate the game in any way. I didn't play Mordhau. I watched a little bit. It just, to me, it looked just like Chivalry. It looked the same to me.
Coming up,
Probably some differences, but I don't
the
know.
world for wildlife in Planet Zoo. From the creators of Darksiders, Remnant from the Ashes, Baldur's Gate 3, and more trailers,
Cool.
interviews, and gameplay footage.
Every game's coming out early 2020, yeah. I agree. I mean, we've had some announcements for games coming out this year. It's been a lot. Like, they're stacking up. Early 2020 is looking stacked. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We played Chivalry on stream once. It was actually really fun. But I did not play Mordhau. But it looked really fun. I'm glad that that's like a genre of games. Medieval, first-person melee. Mosaic. So there's like the commercials in between the actual.
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Midnight Ghost Hunt. World exclusive.
When the night falls.
Nice moves.
Modern Age, appreciate you. Thank you. Nice moves.
When the night falls, you can count on me. Darling, if you only knew,
Ghosts?
it'll make you feel brand new.
This looks so funny.
So just tell me, where are you? I got a big surprise
Uh-oh.
for you.
Oh, the rag doll. Attack of the plant. Oh my gosh. Midnight Ghost. The video games are so funny. Oh my gosh. The tone of the trailer versus like what the actual game is gonna be like. Okay, cool.
Joining me on the
Bustin',
stage
baby.
to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer. It's Sam
Whoa.
Malone.
Thank you for having me.
One-man team. Wow.
Please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt?
Yeah,
all
prop
about?
hunt,
So Midnight Ghost Hunt
Ghostbusters.
is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide and seek game. You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really obvious at first glance.
Right.
So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw to try to narrow down where in the haunted house
Different
these ghosts are
tools
hiding.
and okay, that's kind of cool.
As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects.
Nice.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide and seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid of the things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic a good amount.
Those videos on YouTube of people playing prop hunt.
Midnight, we saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens then. What's going on there?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives 4 minutes into the match, then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits. They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come, which is another 4 minutes or so. Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like 90, yeah, usually because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight. Right. The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing the house, basically.
Seems like a nice, silly
when can people
time.
Get the chance to try out Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be running an alpha event later in the summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt.
Cool.
Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen,
RJ, thanks for
Sam
4
Malone
years,
from
dude.
Vulcan Sky Games.
Thank you so much, man.
For our
Twitch
next
Prime
title,
coming in.
we got
Shack-a-rack,
Frankie up
1
in the
year.
balcony, and if I understand correctly,
Those
Frankie,
anniversaries, though. Thank you, guys.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Unexplored 2, here we go, okay. World exclusive. They're keeping it going. Let's see, Big Sugar. Whoa. Oh my gosh, the lighting. Ooh, easy. Oh, nice colors out here. Okay. Combat. Oh, no. Oh, that didn't go very well. Absolutely wrecked. Yeah, blooper. Skipping across the water. Nice. Oh, see. Okay, you can fight back a little bit. There it is. This one is a visual treat, we'll say. Unexplored 2. What did that say? Open access or something?
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean.
Thanks, Sean.
What you got for us?
Today we're here to announce the new Samsung C27 RG5 curved gaming monitor.
Well, let's take a look.
Let's take a look. How we doing on monitors in the chat? You guys got your monitors? Is it a curved 27-inch, 240 hertz? $144 to $240. Is it a little bit overkill at that point? Like, I've heard 60 to 144, and I've experienced this. It's incredible, but I can't remember trying 240. I mean, I'm sure I have at like a convention or something, but like didn't even know it really. 240, I mean, if you're going all in on your FPS competitive shooter. Curved gaming monitor. Did they, I don't think they showed a price, did they?
And I gotta start asking. Talk to me about some of
Oh,
those juicy
420
features
is
and specs.
optimal, says Luffy Diz. Okay,
240
confirmed.
hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first, so you have lag-free and fail-free performance. And we think that the curve, it's 1500R radius, is going to be a very immersive experience.
How much is the stamp? You run 420 at 69 FPS. God damn it, guys.
Color specs.
Sure, it's a 3001 contrast ratio, so you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites, and hopefully you'll see your enemies first before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is
G-Sync
the PC gaming
technology.
show, and we're showing off a huge variety of games here. What are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters are really going to benefit.
Yeah,
Well, of course,
esports.
I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure, so it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models. Yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27-inch is the $400 model. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so our gaming lineup will be expanded
That's actually
to 8
pretty
models, ranging
competitive.
from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD. Check out
I was expecting like
800.
800.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the
600,
audience,
700,
there.
240 hertz, G-Sync, curve, like, and curved monitors, they're not that curved. It's like a nice slight curve to them.
I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great presentations and games coming up.
Damn.
Let's look at what's coming up.
$399. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more announcements, trailers, and never before seen.
That's a good. You guys agree? That's a good price, right?
Gearbox answers
Damn.
questions about Borderlands.
I might get that.
The next game from Clay Entertainment. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris.
Oh, that looks
and
cool.
More.
And more. All right, so we got some cool ones coming up. Nice. What's up, Tomato Squeezer?
And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
What's next from what? Bombcom?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever. And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on.
Not Buncom.
So, without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Something strange is going on all across the zone. I don't fear nothing until now.
This comes out next month. Okay. XCOM vibes. Oh yeah. Whoa.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Con. We could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you?
Oh, it's actually a moose. A moose man. Conan. Yo, we getting into the RTS zone? RTS? Or wave defense? I can't tell. Wave 50 waves. Dude, I haven't played a good tower defense game in a while, but they can be really, really fun. There was one on the Xbox that I played so much. Global Defense to, I don't know, some small indie game. We Are Billions. That's right, I missed that one. I wanted to wait till it got out of early access, and I haven't checked back in. We Are Billions is good. Yo, Mario Rabbids, that was so fun aggro. Moons of Madness. This looks like a type of game.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
Funcom. Fun.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
Come on up here, Phil.
So yeah, at Funcom, we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently, we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something a little different.
Thank you, Natasha. So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
M. Night Shyamalan twist? World.
Exclusive!
World exclusive. But they did debut this on Mars a couple weeks ago. Because it's a different world. See what yeah. Oh, this one has grass. A game that is definitely not real, but probably should be. Wait a second. Game. Oh. .2D roguelike Zelda co-op? It looks kind of It looks kind of mobile gamey. Does that make sense? Xbox One, Nintendo, PC Play. Okay, well, it's not. It's not.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year. It's 2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give stick figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath, a player-driven economy, and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th, let's take a trip to The Last Oasis.
The Last Oasis. Is this a... Oh, it's not a world exclusive. Okay.
Built wooden legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward or die beneath the sun.
Whoa. Bit of a Mad Max vibe going on here. Kind of. But like without cars. Like weird. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like land, pirate. Yeah, it is. Wild West type shit, yeah. No, yeah. Oh my gosh. What is that? Ooh, cool. Okay. Well, we'll see what that's all about. Sure. All right. Keeping it nice and weird. Age of Wonders, Planetfall. The world is up for grabs again. Is this like Civilization? Kind of? Cyborg zombies, dude! Dinosaurs with lasers! Giant Vanguard backs! Oh my god! Oh my god! Everything that we want! Are those penguins? Were those attacking penguins? Oh. Age of Wonders. Planetfall. Oh yeah. I know. I've heard of that. Age of Wonders. I don't think it was very much like XCOM. I think it's more like
Planetfall, a 4X strategy game.
Civ with expanded combat. Okay.
To talk about it is the game director Leonard Sass and
here we go.
principal
Some
gameplay
more
developer
information.
Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
And they include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
Yeah. You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well,
Nice.
each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place.
Yeah.
And that spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story. Well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who come and get you.
I like that these games still exist. I don't know if I'm going to play this game.
With lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect.
Cats with lasers. No, sorry.
I feel like that they aren't making this game for the general audience, but there's like a nice niche audience.
Show up in the game briefly, and I know that growing resources in tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons you can launch from
Orbital
space,
laser cannons.
Social
Old school PC players like this stuff, yeah.
And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and machine or man and computers.
Yeah.
Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, shows two armies pinging off each other.
Good question.
But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into cover, use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen advanced, so you've got like a bunch of space dwarves in little metal suits that dig holes in the ground, like shoot from the holes.
Ooh.
Maybe you've chosen the Kirko, sort of horrible alien bug monsters. They run forwards and slash people and puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean,
Oh, then you go into the combat.
It depends. A short battle can be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons.
Oh, that's kind of
blasting miles
cool.
in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Well, talk to us about when we can play the game.
Okay, the game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely.
Said consoles too.
What's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen,
Cool.
thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye, guys.
Nice.
Thank you for
They're still
sharing the
making games
horrors
like
of the
that. What
future.
would that be? Strategy? Strategy
And
game?
for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over. Achtung! This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Okay. World exclusive. Blood and gore, intense violence. Language. Oh. Here we go. Zombies? Yo, thank you so much, Luke, for 50 months of supporting the broadcast. Nice moves. We We haven't been seeing a lot of like gameplay stuff going on so far. I mean, we're about 45 minutes in. When you know. I mean, maybe it's because Microsoft had Keanu Reeves. I just felt like during Microsoft there were a lot more moments. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some indie titles here, some decent stuff, but nothing too crazy. Cinematic trailers, yeah. Return trip, yeah. Cinematic trailers can be cool. They can be okay. But I prefer to see what the game looks like. There we go. Watch the gameplay reveal June 11th. See, if I were debuting my game and I had an opportunity to show off my game, if I thought my game were good, I would want to show the gameplay because that's how you garner the most interest, I think.
What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir adventure set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3, and more.
June 11th, tomorrow. Yeah, you guys are right. That is tomorrow. I didn't even... Blinking guy. Today's the 10th.
Nearly 100 years, the root have ravaged the earth. An unending assault without reason. We are victims to a hatred that we do not understand.
See, this at least looks like gameplay. It's like in-game engine. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different levels, there's different tiers, there's full cinematic, like not actual gameplay at all. There's within the game engine. This looks like what the game will probably look like, but not actual gameplay. Maybe a little bit of gameplay.
Of death itself. Prepare yourselves. They are here.
See, here we go. We're talking about gameplay. This is gameplay. Dude, this looks insane! Oh my god! It's like a multiplayer. What the hell was that? See, that was already like the best trailer. Oh! See? Finally! Finally!
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams. So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different environments.
There's some huge bosses too.
Places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save
Was
the
it
world.
co-op?
And, we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant. And we'd have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep
That's kind of
going through
interesting.
And eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game, just jumping in and seeing
That's
what
pretty
you get.
cool.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So
Gameplay.
if you fight a boss or meet an NPC or get a cool, unique side quest, it generally coincides with a cool, unique item. It might be a boss weapon or a magical item or armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to
Nice.
come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on PC and Xbox and PS4.
Okay.
And if you
It did
pre-order
have
the
sort of
game
a
now,
Dark
you can
Souls
actually get in
vibe.
early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and
VIP
gentlemen, David
preview.
Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks so much for talking
With those
to us about
bosses, I guess it just has like guns though,
And as we
rolling.
mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be
You
asking
died.
on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PCGamingShow. And until next
Elden
time,
Ring,
let's
Pearly.
talk about our next title. This one was announced
Apparently
2
it's
years
supposed to be
ago
more like
at the
RPG,
PC Gaming Show
Elden
here.
Ring.
It's a game from Clay
I'm into
Entertainment
it.
called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in 1 short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Let's take a look at some footage. Here we go. Whoa. What? I'm back. Oh, and then it turns into actual combat? Wait, what? Loving the art style. Go, 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 go. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. That turn-based, though. Oh. Griftlands. There it is. Nice little twist on that. Sort of a Slay the Spire vibe, for sure.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments.
The developers of Planet Coaster.
Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new
Oh,
management
yeah.
sim game from us. It involves you building and looking after a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in a video game. Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviors. They interact with each other and react with the world that you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video and to announce our launch date.
Well, fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take a look inside.
Gameplay and the date. That's what you need to do at E3. I'm just saying. In-game footage. Run your dream zoo. And then release the animals. I mean, if you're playing the game and there isn't a Jurassic Park situation, are you really even playing the game? Oh my gosh. Planet Zoo. Cool. I think I prefer the roller coaster version, but
here. I mean, hippos pooing. Yeah. Adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays, when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, learning about conservation. You want to learn about the research that they're doing. You want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart. And we're going to be promoting, the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more gameplay, and when are we going to be able to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it.
This isn't really gameplay, though.
Releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes.
It's going to be Planet Coaster, but zoos. For a game like this, do you really need to see gameplay?
I can't wait to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone.
Basically, they're just trading out roller coasters for zoo animals. Same thing.
All the way from Japan.
Japan.
Please welcome to the stage gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
In addition to being the
It's
brain
game
behind
specific,
the following
Pearly.
games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yusan also created the Shenmue series. And he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it away, Yusan.
Oh, wow.
この場に立てて光栄です。I am so honored to be standing on the stage today. それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さんありがとう。I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much.
I remember Shenmue being like the first game where you could just go and do random normal stuff.
The wait is nearly over.
That's right. Let's take a world-exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
World exclusive.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Grandmaster,
I remember just like doing errands in this.
Were bad, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Non-Trend survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
Shenmue. You guys play this? Hey, what's up, Dad Quest?
What did you say to me? Stop it.
They threaten and
Cat
extort
noise.
money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid of them.
Your kung fu is weak.
Hey, wait right there.
Oh my gosh.
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
November 19th, 2019. There it is.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Heroes of Might and Magic. Used to play that at my buddies. Oh man. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the
Thank you, Batoni.
waves and sand.
Lightning and thunder and crackling waves, a land torn asunder by night and by day. The Empress eternal with death and decay, to march upon cities with frost and with rain. They gather the wheels and build mighty walls, resisting, revolting, their armies will fall.
So wield all the power of those you command, and draw out their essence to hold in your hand. Unleashed on them all, so in these final
I'm loving the visual aesthetic. Ooh. Songs of Conquest, classic adventure strategy. Sign up for closed alpha. Guys, that looks cool.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest.
That looks
And here
cool.
to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
Oh,
Let's just start
hi,
off for anyone who maybe hasn't
Carl.
played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest
Good
all
to
about?
see you,
It's
Carl.
all about, well, you kind of start out with in the town that you just saw in the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders. It's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do.
Cool.
Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Yeah.
So the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense and health and so on. And they go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great. And griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those
Oh
things.
my
And,
gosh.
as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence.
Magic.
So basically,
Essence.
in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence. Like
Okay.
cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
Late 2020.
Okay.
It's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you
There
can
we
play
go.
earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl. Nice aesthetic.
Now, our next title is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
An update to Vermintide. These games I never really played, but they look pretty fun. You into this? You guys into this? Oh my gosh, it just looks chaotic. It looks insane. Hack and slash and hack and slash and hack and slash. And a minigun. And shoot your minigun. Versus. Ooh. Okay. I like the sound of that.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Scraven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer
Yeah,
screen.
PvP.
You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
At what?
As we all know, reaching the
Paraxpa?
Red Planet was not humanity's greatest achievement. Transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we fail.
Parappa the Rappa?
So they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock.
Okay, so we're in space. I like this.
Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy.
M-A-R-S, Mars.
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Whoa. I wish I knew more about what was going on there. Visually, I was liking it, but again, no idea what you do in the game.
His debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began.
I'm getting a little bit like,
All About Ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desolé. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I've been waiting 10 years.
Yes.
To come back on a big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical period. So I said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do, because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive, because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass character. And eventually you evolve into different species up until Lucy the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody is there to kill you and devour you. And basically at the end, it's
survival.
You. You're the predator and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of ancestors, the humankind.
Nice. That sounds kind of
Patrice, ultimately,
interesting.
What is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore because, you know, I made a game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story.
Nice.
Right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and see mission givers. It's not about
just open it up, survive.
The little dots. It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking.
I like the idea of that. Okay.
For you to answer that question, August 27th.
Well, I was going
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much,
getting
Patrice.
Good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you can learn more at ancestorsgame.com.
Thank you.
August 27th, there it is. We got to see a little bit of gameplay there of them eating some fruits and climbing a tree. So, clearly, I've already pre-ordered the game, the Collector's Super Edition. ancestors. There we go. See, that looked kind of interesting where it was showing him like fighting the other animal. Man, where? I don't. Maybe I just don't remember the PC gaming thing. I don't know. They haven't shown off. They haven't shown off a lot of gameplay. We got to go back to it. That's sort of the theme of today's E3 press conference so far. So I don't know. I mean, you don't want to show off gameplay unless you're ready to show off the gameplay. So maybe these games, maybe it's some of them. I mean, coming out in 2020, I understand maybe, but with these games that are coming out like this year. Ubisoft in 60 minutes. Yeah. They'll be showing off some games for sure. A lot of this stuff, just announcements, right, Steely Dan? Yeah. Chivalry 2, that was a big one. That was a big one. Again, though, watching this, how many times have you guys gone? Just like, oh!
Please welcome to the stage, Loring Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Indeed, auto chess has turned out
like
to
twice.
be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about
I did it a bunch of times yesterday during Microsoft.
Loring Lee. Take it away, Loring.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of
He's
Dragon
amazing.
Game. Dragon Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This
Auto
is
Chess.
a really exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragonstone now is working with the creator of Auto Chess, Jodo Studio. We are working together to bring auto chess to our world, both on PC and mobile, so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of auto chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the gaming engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best gaming engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job quickly and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store. I look forward to all of you playing auto chess.
Auto chess? Isn't that like a Dota thing?
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Thanks, Loring.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun.
I've heard it's actually pretty fun.
Up above, I understand it's an inspired indie game.
Auto chess kind of just blew up. Yeah,
Because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Chris Tales is a great example of that. A gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Chris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on
So it started off as a Dota mod, and now they're making it into a full-blown game. Okay.
Of Chris Tales.
And you don't need to know how to play Dota or anything. They just built it off of Dota, and then they're turning it into a game because it's doing so well. Yeah, it really kind of blew up in popularity in this past month. That's within the past couple weeks. I had heard about it. Dun dun dun.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends.
Mr. Steely Dan, thank you for 2 months.
Could you make
Appreciate
the hard
that.
decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
I like the art style. Again, I'll say that. Look at those colors. Experience the past, experience the present, experience the future. Simultaneously.
And act in the present. You can rewrite the future.
Also, who is asking me about AMD? There's an AMD press conference? Who was saying that in the chat? I know about Ubisoft and I know about Square today, and then there's Nintendo tomorrow. That's all I've got on my schedule. Whoa!
In PC gaming, it's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No, it's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2G action platformer inspired by true old school
It's in 4 hours,
like
Dives.
and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole. From publisher Big Sugar, this is Valfaris.
Valfaris. Big Sugar. Okay, pixel art. Wait, what? Yeah. What? Lasers, weapons, explosions, battle axes, shotguns, hive sentinels, double bass drum. Valfaris. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our
Rated E for everybody.
downtown LA. E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
See, that looks
And
pretty
joining me
nice.
is the amazing
Good
and
trailer.
beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Borderlands, okay, we know about that, right?
Go, Paul. Welcome.
Needs more cowbell.
There's been
Oh,
so
God.
much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh,
Yeah.
man, so, you know, we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose, and she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot. We're talking about, you know, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things, going to different planets, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech. It's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
You know, we have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a
I
railgun
love
or a
the art
flamethrower.
style
You
of
know,
Borderlands. And look at those different environments. It'll be fun to explore. Lots of different color palettes.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past, we've had grenades that they've had like one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, you know. This time we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton of different
A grenade that fires guns? Okay.
Shield where if you duck, that shield will extend out in front of you, you know, so just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods are unique, and that they have give you skills this time as well as enhancing the skills you currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are those?
So artifacts are, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded, and we're like, well, that's kind of fun. Yeah. So why don't we do something like that?
That's
so
kind of fun.
Actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Is this just me, or is this the stream? I feel like.
Second category of questions unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign. Be happening after the campaign. What are some of the beyond the single player, maybe end
F. Okay.
Right, in-game content. Okay, well, I can give a little bit. So we have
and there's our quick check on that. There we go.
Badass ranks. Badass ranks. You can get a progression system that added to your stats.
I think it's E3. I don't think it's me. I can try refreshing really quick though.
Guardian Rank not only has that
just give it a quick one. Give it a quick one. There we go.
A TV writer's room.
No!
PC can be a pretty masculine environment.
God damn ads, dude. F. How are you gonna throw another ad at me? Okay. The adpocalypse, man.
Phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different like huge boss encounters there that are just multi-phase boss encounters. We have like a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castore, how will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time.
Yes.
So
awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can.
Right.
What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
And also maybe.
Yeah,
perfect.
Maybe, yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect. Borderlands.com for
September
more information.
13th, yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Borderlands, okay. There it is. I mean, a lot of those questions I didn't really know what he was talking about because I don't know anything about Borderlands.
Oh, they're beautiful.
All I know is you guys are pretty hyped up about it, so I'd like to check it out at least if we've got time.
With Frankie, what you got for us?
Whoa, Frankie, you're a shark.
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello, I was just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very
busy man.
She's a shark, guys.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you
Baby
remind
shark.
anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG.
Man-Eater,
RPG, as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have
Did you say
to
shark
survive in this harsh
shark
world
shark
and try
RPG?
to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve.
Okay.
And
I am so scared of sharks,
Well,
dudes.
let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Sharks freak me out. Legit. Super freaked out. Now what is this? Did he just play guitar with the... Okay, so first thing, we know this game is very realistic. What?
You come any closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
Oh my gosh. Man-Eater coming soon. Okay, fun trailer.
John.
Got some laughs.
Who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete.
Press F
and Scaly Pete's
to
the
respect
villain in
the
this tale.
shark.
Pete is our best fisherman in the Gulf, the best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman.
Saba Ping. Air
he
guitar with the
our baby
fish.
shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Man-Eater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Man-Eaters. And it follows Pete and the prey shark on its adventures. And it's a really, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And,
here we go.
We'd like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark.
Oh my gosh.
If there is more to the game
No,
than just eating, so,
brutal.
we spend a lot of time moving through the water, breaching out, and
No, this game is my nightmare.
Go up on the
Well,
beach
you
for
play
an
as the
afternoon
shark.
snack.
It would be my nightmare if you played as a human.
There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the
Shark
Shark
PG.
PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of
Slow
like your XP
motion
in the game.
tail
That
whip?
allows you to
They just do
level
an
up, your
air
shark will grow a
tail
little
whip
bit,
to
you'll get
just
more
kill the
powerful.
person?
And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power.
This is
and
how I
capability.
conquer my fear of
And then
sharks.
As you reach these life phases,
I don't know if it's
you
gonna
unlock
work like that,
evolutions
Cat
can be
Daddy.
applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights. Or you
Hell
can get
yeah.
mutated lungs that allow you to
Aren't you
spend a
guys
little more
scared of
time on the beach
sharks?
getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really
Echo the
quickly, John,
dolphin,
everyone's
but
wanting to
shark
know this
version,
question.
yeah.
When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game.
Like sharks, they got big, really sharp teeth. You can't see them coming ever.
But we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise,
Listen, I've got a lot of respect for sharks.
I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
But it is. Every time I go to the beach, it crosses my mind for sure. And I don't know how other people are just out there just not even thinking about it, whatever. You love sharks, actually? Love them. Now, what you guys need to notice about this gaming chair is it'll actually increase your KD, it'll increase your FPS.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC gaming
typing
show is that
speed.
I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why
You saw a
it's maintained such
5-foot
popularity
baby white shark.
is the fact that the developers
Fatal moment.
Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Dude, they're making more Terraria. This game was really cool. We played it on stream like super early on. Like really early on. We would do this for our multiplayer game night. And does anybody remember that? You guys remember that? Anyone? We only played it like maybe Maybe a couple days. I like Starbound a lot. Very similar. I do Terraria again? I mean, maybe with this expansion. Oh, it just stopped.
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to Her Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
My main man.
Now, if you haven't played Her
Jason,
Story,
it was,
you totally
man,
should.
yeah.
It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations between our 4 characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look
Real
at
life
some
footage.
of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Her Story 2. His story. Oh my god, that clean desktop though. How's your desktop looking, guys?
Upon a time. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I don't love you and I don't miss you.
Oh, aw.
You already know too much. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath.
She's lying, dude. It's early.
Love you.
See, you can tell because the way that love, search love. Analyze.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. And I guess I still carry a torch for it, which makes me an incurable romantic or underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend. A man died in my eyes.
Wait, that girl was in Westworld? Oh yeah, you're right. And is that that's the guy from Prometheus too, right?
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you about what we've just seen. I mean, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, the subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
Interesting.
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time kind of build up this
That
picture
sounds
of the
kind of
story.
interesting.
And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with the open world
Video
games,
game,
the
see?
square kilometerage
Yeah.
or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here. So
Wow, really?
It's a story
Nice.
that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity. Just lose yourself in this story.
Yeah.
All the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order. But we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and what do we want, and and we tried to make it.
We need a BR footage game.
You know, it's got a lot of scope.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it as deep as possible.
Come on,
Sam
guys.
is one of the best movie or TV directors.
It's only 2019, maybe 2020. Okay, don't push it.
Now, of
Don't
course, I do
push
want to
it.
stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant.
There's other
Please check it out
genres
in
we
the
gotta get.
meantime,
We gotta get other genres
Of course,
before
where
we
to
get to
find
the
out. When
video
can we play?
BR genre.
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right
Very
now, you can go to
soon.
Steam, you can wishlist it on Steam.
Hashtag
we all love
soon.
Steam.
All
and yeah,
right.
very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more during E3, and the game will be out, yeah, very soon.
Fantastic.
Desperate to get it out there.
Yeah.
And people to play it.
As soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Well, Sam
Soon.
Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies.
Telling lies. Maybe there was a. Maybe it's
On the
not soon,
balcony,
and that was a
Frank
part
is
of
gonna be
the.
talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, you know, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Warframe. I've never played Warframe. I feel like they've been very consistently like around and making new stuff. I've heard some pretty good things. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. It looks pretty cool. Did I play Destiny, Kendomo? No. I've never played Destiny. Didn't they just announce Destiny 2 is going free to play?
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that
I was the
fans
biggest
are finally
Halo
seeing it,
fan
and you're
too,
clearly
and I didn't
going
play
all in on the
Destiny.
epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff.
They went
you're playing in the
MMO.
experience.
I wasn't shaking before we
Base
started
game
talking
free to
about
play
it.
on
It's
Destiny,
real
yeah.
Because, you know,
Free
Empyrean
to
is what
start.
we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the Space Ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well,
How does Warframe
TennoCon
make
is in
money?
London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I'm
sure there's like loot crates or something.
Necros Prime, how do I get my Tenno arms into it?
Cosmetics,
you know,
microtransactions.
there are ways, but yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes
A
of our
collection
live
hat.
show, you can get it, but hopefully you stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th.
Thank you.
Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential space chat odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Let's get bonkers, guys. With Genesis Noir. No loot boxes. Oh, okay. Cosmetics, loot skins. We're definitely getting bonkers here. The music. It's got like an old-timey vibe. Whoa. Cool. A cosmic adventure. Nice. A little bit trippy there.
Beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
You're what? You're 6 years old? Is that what he said? And then you need to escape the monastery? Oh no. El Hijo, the son. No! Busted. I don't think this one will be for me. I guess I'll give it props. I like the art style. Ding. Stealth the whole game. They're crushing it with the aesthetic, the music there, and the visuals. But I just don't think I'm very interested in that type of game.
We just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven Vinke, and from Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate. You guys hyped for this?
Was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, yeah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons & Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? Yeah, of course.
What genre is Baldur's Gate?
And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was
isometric
finally I had the
action
chance to actually
RPG.
play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the
single player or multiplayer.
What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
It's like a name that I know.
It's in the trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city because we start with the city. You start outside of the city actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we
single player.
It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places.
Oh my gosh.
As far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons & Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which
Fifth edition.
Right. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well, because it is a video game, and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the game
I want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon, and he's like, okay, roll for dexterity.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game?
Well, I could, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Just as an example.
That's just an example, this is fine, we're just talking.
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
Well, really what it comes down to is providing the story support. You know, we think of Dungeons & Dragons, the universe of D&D. It's like a toy box for dungeon masters and players to go into and build their own stories. So working with Larry and working with Sven, a lot of it was just opening up that toy box and sharing it and giving that kind of guidance. You know, like I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map of Baldur's Gate and the Sword Coast and asking a lot of questions like, what kind of story do you want to tell? Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this?
Witcher 3's winning out that one right there.
You know, what does it mean in terms of the story for each character, for each character race, each character class? So
Witcher 3.
You know, if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about and on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga, all the different games coming together to tell one grand story of the city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the
I don't know. What do you guys think? For someone who's never played any of them, would this be a game that I would just jump into and play?
Shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question: do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation?
I don't know.
So we're putting that right in players' hands to make that choice.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to us about expected release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready. This is the game that we want to play.
I haven't played
so we want to make sure it's
many
really,
CRPGs.
And then when
or
that's
like,
the case, then
no,
we'll release
none
it.
really,
Well, I know
Bob.
a lot of people have been waiting a long time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity Original Sin games are any indication of
Didn't
the quality,
play the original
it's gonna be
Fallout's
fantastic.
return
Worth the
trip.
wait.
Missed
Gentlemen,
those.
Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike,
I think I just completely missed like all games. Like I never played Diablo.
Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded.
But maybe it would be cool to just jump in and sort of explore a new genre, and maybe that would be a good game to do it. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible: Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask Frank, any titles
I was playing more.
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely.
I was playing more like Command and Conquer, Age of Empires, Half-Life.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of
Counter-Strike,
Conquest.
Team Fortress Classic, Roller Coaster Tycoon,
2019
The
and
Sims.
2020. We hope you all have a fantastic
Sim
E3
Ant.
officially begins tomorrow.
What other
Big shout out to
PC
all your
games
press
was I playing when I was a
conferences. Hello again,
kid?
Drop Frames, good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games and make some friends. See you next year. Bye, bye, bye.
What else? Heroes of Might and Magic. I was playing that. Early PC gaming days.
Second clutch.
I guess those were the heavy hitters off the top of my head.
High resolution, all the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win.
But we didn't really have like a gaming. I mean, our family just had like a desktop,
Watch this.
and I would get some computer games on there.
Now it's your turn.
But mostly I was console gaming. Mostly. Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo before that, Xbox. So I missed out on Diablo and all these CRPGs, these action RPGs. I had a roommate who played RuneScape in high school, and I had a roommate in college who played a lot of World of Warcraft. Dun, 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 dun. I was too busy playing Halo and Call of Duty in college.
Virus tore society apart. Staying alive became the essence of our existence.
Call of Duty. What's up, Dynamo? I don't know, that conference was pretty underwhelming for me, guys.
Every day the disease tries to crush us.
I guess Chivalry 2. What were the highlights of that? I mean,
my name is and I am infected.
Oh man. Nothing's even really sticking out to me. That was pretty underwhelming.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah,
How's it going,
Zeke!
everybody? Welcome back. My name is Ezekiel III. I'm here with my boy DJ Weed, but I'm also joined by Adrian and Chris from Techland, and we're going to be talking about Dying Light 2. And let me just say that
Dying Light 2, Zeke, DJ Weed. So Ubisoft. Okay, Ubisoft is live. Let's switch it over to that then. Ubisoft. That new Heroes of Might and Magic game, okay, that was pretty sick. Shark game, you know, alright, yeah. What else? I don't know. Like the Metal Slug shooter game, that was pretty cool. Okay, a couple kind of cool things in there. But again, overall, lacked a lot of gameplay. And nothing that really no Half-Life 3. No Half-Life 3. Obligatory, where's Half-Life 3 for the PC gaming conference? Okay. Is this the channel? Is it just straight up twitch.tv/Ubisoft? Hype for Bloodlines 2? I'm curious to see more of what that's about. I guess there was the Vermintide PvP update. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Oh, it's limited run. Is that it? Here's where I am. I'm on the straight up E3 conference. There we go. Looks like they're playing some Rayman. They should be going live in 7 minutes. I need to make some eggs. I didn't realize that that conference was going to be going so long. I'm going to make some eggs real quick, and then I should be back in time. Yo. I'm going to make some eggs. Some eggs in the afternoon, put some hot sauce all over them. Maybe a little bit of some toast and eggs. I woke up, and I had some oatmeal here for the beginning, but I got to get some food going, dude. So sit tight. We'll be right back with more E3 game coverage here. Woo! Microsoft still takes the cake. You know, Bethesda, last night. Devolver, incredible. I mean, can anything surpass Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves, breathtaking. Cooking stream, bring us. I can't. You're hooked in right here. We don't have the capabilities. We'll be right back.
And you obviously want to keep going straight, so it's just easier to go
Streamception.
up and down.
All right, so nice prison ship right there. And now we go into just the final boss fight himself, the Crow's Nest. First phase right here, we want to kind of guide these cannonballs to where they go basically to his groin area, right in between the legs. If they're a little too far to the left or the right, like just aiming for the feet themselves, then he will wiggle out of the way and avoid them.
Yeah, he's got like rocket boots.
Uh-huh.
And then just like jet him out of the way. It's really, really cool.
So after 3 of these, we'll move into the final section, and the final boss fight goes very fast.
This was my childhood robot right here.
It does look really cool.
I mean, he's a 50-foot giant right here. Look at him. Compared to me.
All right. Heading down.
RNG.
So nice RNG. So we got this power-up. Normally what they want you to do, each power-up has 5 shots to it. He went ahead and shot it 1 extra time while it was in the lava. So now he's going to go up. This is a Easter egg put into the game by the devs. He's going to hold A and B and then go to this completely secret area where if he's able to survive this section, he's going to get a infinite power-up of these shots.
So we are about to reach the end of the game. As soon as we actually defeat the final boss, Ubisoft Live at E3 will be starting. And while Glacum is basically bullying this poor boss.
Can I get some discovery on for Remy?
Yes, basically I just wanted to thank Spike for the commentary and Glac for the speedrun. Give a quick shout out to the entirety of the Rayman speedrunning community.
Time.
And also I would like to dedicate this speedrun to Remy Gazelle, who passed away a couple of weeks ago and was the composer of the first Rayman game. And his music made Rayman what it is today, part of it. So we dedicate this live stream to him.
I absolutely love that soundtrack, so happy we could dedicate this to him. So once again, thank you guys for having us. That was an awesome Rayman run. Thank you, Glacum, for it. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of E3.
Yep, coming right up is Ubisoft Live at E3, which will be followed in an hour from now by the press conference. And in 2 hours from now will be the Rainbow Six Celebrity Showdown. So you don't want to miss that because it will be 2 teams facing against one another. T-Pain versus Lil Yachty. So you definitely want to check this one out. So here we see the ending scene. And there is no more Rayman.
I was about to say, this. Go play the game yourself to see how it ends. The game's amazing.
Deeply humbled by you guys letting me come out here and do this. I'm so happy. Thank you all so much.
Thanks for coming here.
Woo! Fist bumps. Heck yeah. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad we did that.
We good?
Oh, what do you know?
He's back.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Great job, man. That was so much fun. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Great job, Black.
Thank you.
Yep.
You too.
I know we had some issues with this game, but it was still should have gone. I'm not sure.
We'll just wait till we're given a cue.
Ah, cool. All right.
And the fireworks, do we get to see the...
No. I want to, if I have any time whatsoever. Do we...
Yeah.
It's fast.
Yeah, let's go. Let's keep going.
There's got to be something fast. Rock and Lock Tomb? Tomb 2.
Which one do we want to go?
So let's just talk about the game for a moment.
Oh, okay.
One of the things, it was, well, Ubisoft does a lot of game dev between several studios, and it was one of the biggest collaboration back then, 20 years ago, because it was 3 studios working on this game. And again, in an era where there was no internet to talk between teams.
Yes.
So that wasn't an easy one. Teams were in Annecy, Ubisoft Annecy, Ubisoft Montpellier, and Ubisoft Montreuil in Paris. And all three of them were working on this game, which was the most ambitious 3D platformer back then for Ubisoft.
And you can see it, like there's so much like stuff to it. There's the flying shell, there's the secret areas, there's the sliding, the walking shell.
Yeah, it isn't just like a simple platformer. There was a ton going on in this game.
The plum. Ooh, thank you for the plum.
Shouts to the plum.
And also, as you mentioned at some point before, all right, I think this is our time, so goodbye everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Enjoy E3.
Woo-hoo.
It's starting.
What's going on, everyone? We're at Ubisoft Live at E3 2019. I'm Yusuf, and this is Carrie.
I'm making
We're
eggs.
going to be with
I'll be
you
right
all
back.
week to bring you the latest news, announcements, updates, demos, show matches, and most importantly, the hype that is E3. Carrie, how you doing on this big, beautiful Los Angeles day?
I am doing amazing. I am so excited for all the cool announcements we have starting right now. And over the next 4 days, we're going to have a little something for everyone. We're also joined by Kat and Chris, who are over in the fan zone. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Carrie, we're great. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kat.
We are here in the Ubisoft E3 fan zone. It is right outside the Orpheum Theater, where in just 1 hour, the Ubisoft E3 conference is going to kick off in earnest. But before we get there, we've got a pretty great show for you. It is packed. Kat, how you feeling about it?
I'm super excited. It's my first time at E3, and it's so nice to be in the fan zone surrounded by everybody, so it's amazing.
It's a fun place to be, and that's why we're streaming it to you all week long from E3. So let me give you a little rundown of the schedule. Right now, this is Ubisoft Live at E3. This show, we're going to be sitting down with creators from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Trials Rising, For Honor, and Steep to get updates and news from their games.
Yeah, but that's not all. We're also going to be showing some really cool gaming clips that come directly from you guys, our community. We're also going to be showing off a bit of our Ubisoft events calendar for this year. So if you see something coming to your city or somewhere near you, make sure you check that out. And also, this year's kind of special because we're being celebrating something with the Just Dance community.
After this show comes the conference at 1 p.m. Then an hour later, it's going to be right after the show, 2 p.m., a celebrity showdown in Rainbow Six Siege with two team captains you are not going to want to miss.
Nope.
So to get an update on that, we're going to toss it over to shoutcaster extraordinaire Parker and Taro Mackay.
Thank you so much, Chris. Indeed, once the conference is concluded, we'll be bringing it out over here for our Twitch rival celebrity show match. Team T-Pain versus Team Little Yachty, all for charity with some of your favorite Twitch streamers as well. So we've got some more things to set up, but enjoy the conference, and we'll see you after the show.
Going to be clever tactics, intense action, and extensive property damage.
Which we all really love. But that is not all. Starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be streaming live from the Ubisoft booth at the Los Angeles Convention Center, so you guys can get an exclusive look at all our games. But for now, we're going to go back to Yusuf and check out what's going on with him.
All right, y'all, we're kicking things off talking Steep. I'm here with Federico from the Ubisoft Annecy studio. Federico, how's it going?
Good, super good. I'm super happy to be here with you today.
So we're showing something off this time, right?
Yes, absolutely. As you know, at Ubisoft Annecy, we see you, our player, sharing amazing screenshots, clips, sharing your passion for the game every day. We are very grateful for that, and you inspire us. Today, we are here with something special. A gift for you, the Japan map. Usually you need to pay to get it, but for 1 week only, it's completely free. It's one more way for us to show how much we care about you.
So let me get it straight. If I already own Steep, I just log in and I get the Japan map for free.
Yes, that's it. Just boot the game up, slide into the in-game store, and there you will find your free Japan ticket waiting for you. Click on it, and it's yours forever.
That's awesome. You get to keep it forever.
Yes, on all platforms.
Nice. So if I haven't played the Japan map before, what kind of things can I expect from it?
We know players love to ride in beautiful places, to pull off insane tricks. Japan is perfect for both. But don't take my word for it. Here with us, we have one of our most amazing players, Nicholas, also known as Steep Steep on YouTube. So he can show us what he loves about Japan.
Yeah, and if you all don't know, Steep Steep is a YouTuber, content creator, and he's so good at the game that they named it after him twice. So, Steep Steep, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what kind of spots should we be checking out on the Japan map?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually have 3 spots that I'd like to show off. The first one I think is playing on your screen right now. It's a big snow park called VODs. It's basically a great spot to test out new challenges and unique lines for yourself thanks to the variety of jumps, rails, and half pipes you can find there. It's also a fantastic spot to play against your friends thanks to the new PvP list that's coming out that I'm super stoked to play.
So before you keep going, is this your gameplay?
Yes.
Okay, you are incredibly good at this game, sir. This is almost obnoxiously good. For those of you who haven't played Steep before, Steep Steep is making it look very, very easy, and he's definitely a skill player, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of dedicated hours, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what are the other locations you recommend?
Yeah, so after Yodai, my next spot that I'd like to talk about is Desat Suzanne. This is where you can find the biggest jump in all of Steep. It's a great spot to test new records for yourself on how many flips, how many rotations you can do. Since you do have a lot of air time, it's also a fantastic place to try out new tricks and practice up some new grab combinations.
Yeah, you got some major air there. That was pretty intense.
Very realistic, yes.
And so there's one more location we're talking about as well, right?
Yeah, so the last one is Tekisagawa. It's home to a power grid that's like no other. It's a really difficult spot to land, so that's what makes it so rewarding if you actually do. Fantastic place to impress your friends.
That's awesome. Thank you all so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And if you already own Steep, make sure to head over to the store, download that Japan map right now. And while you're getting that started, we're going to shift over and talk a little bit about our star players. For those who don't know, Ubisoft star players are our most dedicated community members and fans. And every year, we bring out a bunch of them from all over the world to come to E3. And the only thing we love more than having them here is seeing their reactions to finding out they're coming. So we put a little video together. Check it out.
Not too bad. The Grum, 52 months. Thank you, dude. Nice map.
Ubisoft? Wait, is that like the official Ubisoft? Holy shit.
Time to chomp down.
Ubisoft.
What they say is Steep got some new stuff or something? I guess I should change the title of the stream.
Is that something I should do? Wait a minute, I'm nervous.
We're on to Ubisoft now.
Shit, my pin down.
Ubisoft.
What is this? Shut up.
What? What?
This is the hour pre-show. The actual conference isn't. Oh.
We're inviting you to become a star player to thank you for all of the
It's in an hour.
streams you provide the Fam Bam and Ubisoft.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Nope. I'm looking at my calendar. 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Yeah, it's not even actually it. Okay. The pre-show. The pre. Well, I just made coffee and dumped sriracha. I put some pink Himalayan salt, some pepper on there, and then I put some ghee. I put some ghee on this bread. Maybe we'll just take a quick break and then I'll come back when it's actually like ready to go. That way I can eat this like not on stream. That way I can just eat it and chomp it down. And you guys can, you know, do your thing, get up, stretch, get yourself some food going. And we'll just be back for Ubisoft in, 30 minutes. We'll do that. No egg ASMR, no. I think I'm going to spare you guys. There's a conference on limited run games for physical games. Seems kind of maybe you can check it out. I'm curious, like, what stuff can we co-stream and what we can't co-stream. Now, I've got word here from Pearly. He's saying there's an indie showcase. That's later on. Okay. That's at 7 Eastern, 7:30. Well, hold on. What's our calendar today? Okay, so we've got Ubisoft at 4 Eastern. And then we got Square at 9. And then we got Nintendo Direct tomorrow at noon Eastern. Maybe today, maybe we'll push off Mario until tomorrow and just do straight up E3 stuff today. Tune back in for Ubisoft and take another break and then come back for Square tonight and then zip off for the end of the day and then come back tomorrow morning, do our morning with Nintendo, and then come back tomorrow night to have a full night. That way we can watch all the E3 stuff live, and then we can just play we can continue the Mario Marathon tomorrow. Mario 64 is the best Mario. It's definitely one I'm looking forward to. I think you can make that argument just because everything that it stands for. Super Mario 64. I guess it's not Super Mario 60. Is it Super Mario 64 or is it just... I think it is Super Mario 64. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We got that going on tomorrow. That's what we'll do. We're gonna move the schedule around like that. That way, I can take some more time. Yesterday, we messed around with the emulator, trying to get it figured out. But I still got to spend some more time making sure that we get the 4:3 screen resolution and just make sure that we get the overlay all figured out. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. We'll be back in 30 minutes. I'm gonna eat this food. And then I'll be back. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.